What's up guys, this is Unbrave Gaming Hardcore and I'm here to talk about this weird looking old 4-ball champion, which is probably the reason I don't see many people playing this one. Because they could have made something cool, or a sexy time goddess or something. Or, I don't know, Ugandan knuckle something. Or maybe a time traveler robot. Wait. Okay guys, this is how we're gonna be doing this. First, we talk about the abilities of this llama looking time monk, the Battlerite, and the strengths and weaknesses, and of course some of my own opinion about this champion. What are we waiting for? Let's do this! Okay, first up, Sands of Time. This is your basic attack that deals 12 damage like pow! Pow! That's not exactly how you do it. Anyways, it also inflicts a time debuff. I can't say the real ability name cause YouTube is gonna label me not advertiser friendly if I say that forbidden word, so understand. Let's go back to that time debuff, and what it does is deal 8 damage after a few seconds, and if you're impatient, you gotta deal that damage and you gotta get that dips. You can use an ability called Quicksand. And Quicksand is an area attack that deals 16 damage and inflicts fading snare. And as I've said, you can use this to immediately deal that time debuff, that extra dips. Wow! Look at that, you run away. So good that you feel expensive and jump away. Okay. The next ability is Rejuvenating Sands. This is your heals, and this is the reason why most noobs will talk shit about you because they think you can do this all day. And what they don't know is this runs out pretty fast, and the cooldown sucks. And most of the time, this heal is used on yourself, and that makes it more difficult to support your allies. And with all that said, and if you're not playing Oldur and you're watching this for fun, next time you see an Oldur in your team, don't expect Blossom-like heals or something like that, because that you're just wasting your time. So just focus on your self-sustain and survive. Okay, the next one is Shifting Sand. This is your escape move that can also heal allies for 12 HP or deal damage. If you pass through an enemy, well, you wouldn't want to do both for the most part, because this is best used to avoid getting wrecked. And using this to heal or do damage makes you more open from getting wrecked. But of course, there are times that the enemy has low HP and he's on the run. You can use this if that's the case. Just remember to not use this offensively and jump into 3 enemies and go Raygon. And by I mean Raygon, I mean dash damage of wreck. Okay, now for the fun part. Time Bender. Now this ability stops range and melee attacks, which also knocks melee attackers back. And what's fun about this is the first range attack that you absorb can be thrown back to the enemies. And you can literally make Asuka eat his own balls. Yup, them fireballs. The next ability that we're gonna talk about is Stone Glass. This is your Petrify ability, which is a dumbed down version of Serious Petrify. Because when you hit this, the enemy don't get petrified immediately. Which is, I don't know, it gives them time to avoid it. And not to mention, this requires energy. I'm not saying this is bad, because I found myself frequently using this to set up a time debuff. Then Quicksand spam, which is decent damage for the most part. The next ability is Chrono Bolt. Now this deals 16 damage and can be used to consume time debuff instantly, but requires energy. Now this is useful when you just gotta consume that time debuff and get that extra dips. Now this is my question to most people who've used Oldur a lot of times. Do you think what Chrono Bolt can do justify its energy requirement? For me, I think they need to rework this and make this more useful, because that energy requirement is too much for what it can do. Let's move on to the next ability, which is Chrono Flux. Now, Flux is an ability that summons a time bubble that reflects projectiles and reduces the move speed of enemies that moves inside the bubble. Now, one thing to remember is this shares cooldown with Time Bender, so you gotta decide which is better to use in the situation you're in. For me, I find this useful when I gotta defend against ranged champions and I also need to heal or attack at the same time. But this is not so good against melee champions. That's why I said you need to decide whether Flux or Time Bender. Anyway, it's up to you. The last ability is Time Travel, which basically reduces your cooldown by 25% and allows you to travel to a targeted location and inflicting 2 seconds of stun to all enemies in the area. Now you can use this to save an ally, but for the most part, it's best used on yourself because most of your allies, on solo queue especially, is not going to be ready for this. And heck, most of them doesn't even know this. So, best make the most out of it. Okay, we're done with abilities. Now we go to the Battlerite or your loadouts. The first Battlerite is Dehydration. Okay. This reduces the received healing by 20% and damage dealt by 10% of the inflicted enemy. Now this Battlerite is not that great, but not that bad also. This is decent if you want to maximize your basic attack or what it can do. But for me, I don't use this because I find most of the other Battlerite much more useful than this one. Like the next Battlerite we're gonna be talking about, which is Shared Fate. Now this Battlerite makes your time debuff go BABAM and deals damage around. If you look closely, you will notice that the area effect of this Battlerite is quite large. So this makes it useful against champions that like to group and stay close together. Consider this one of the best Battlerites for Oldur. The third Battlerite is Renew. This gives your heal an additional 6 heal after 3.5 seconds. Now this might sound nice at first, but in actual battle you wouldn't want to wait for that 3.5 seconds because you want to recover it ASAP and go get back into battle. The fourth Battlerite is Rewind. This is one good Battlerite, and what this does is when you heal, this reduces the ability cooldown of your target by 6%. This is another Battlerite that is always on my loadout because I'm always spamming heal on myself, so might as well reduce the cooldowns. The fifth Battlerite is Chrono Shift. This gives your Shifting Sand the ability to summon a small Chrono Flux on the spot where you jump off. I've used this Battlerite a few times and man, it is fun. But if you never did, you got a spot on the loadout that I always use. But if you think you want this, it's not a bad choice. The sixth Battlerite is Passage of Time. This gives your Shifting Sand an additional 4 damage and 1 second of Fading Snare. Don't use this, don't. Because you would not be using your Shifting Sand to attack enemies. I'm not saying you can't. What I'm saying is, it's rare that you would want to deal damage with your most reliable escape ability. But if you want to do just that, go ahead and go Raygon and get wrecked by your enemies. The seventh Battlerite is Recreate. This gives your Shifting Sand the ability to shield your allies for 3 seconds. I can see the use of this, but I don't really think I'm gonna be using Shifting Sand to heal buff allies, so this is a pass for me. Number 8 on the Battlerite list is Sandstorm. This adds 8 more damage to your basic attack after using Shifting Sand. This is not that good, but not that bad also. And the reason I'm saying that is I always find myself looking for ways to increase Oldur's single target damage. And this definitely helps, but I wouldn't say this is necessary. It's just Oldur's single target damage still sucks even with this. The ninth Battlerite is Drain. This gives you shield when you absorb attack using Time Bender. This is important because this gives you that additional confidence when trading hits with enemies. I always use this and I also recommend that you use this. The 10th Battlerite is Stolen Power. Don't use this. I don't even want to explain because most of the time you will want to throw that stolen ship back in front of the faces of your enemies. I guarantee you. The 11th Battlerite is Time Walker. This reduces the cooldown of your Shifting Sands by 2 seconds every time you absorb an attack with Time Bender. I don't use this because most of the time I use Time Bender. Shifting Sands cooldown is always good. But if you think about it, this is useful when you're put in a situation that you need to use Shifting Sand first before Time Bender. But for me, it doesn't happen that much, so this is a pass for me. Number 12 on the Battlerite list is Sandstruck. This is one of Oldur's most important Battlerite because this gives you that increased damage because of that recast. This Battlerite gives you. Use this. I recommend this. The next Battlerite is Sandtome. This gives Quick Sand a 1-second route. Don't use this. Because the difference of 1 second fading snare to 1 second of route is negligible. This is very questionable. I don't know. Pass. The 14th Battlerite is Time Burst. Now this gives an additional 6 damage every time you consume a time debuff. Use this because this is one way to get more damage. I'm not saying this is great, but this is the only option you have. And since you will be consuming time debuff, you might as well use this.
Enemy team won
the last Battlerite is Reversal. This restores 50% of lost health during the last 2 seconds. Don't use this, because timing that and the requirement to use this ulti makes it much more difficult to get the value out of this. So just ignore this. Okay, we are done with the Battlerites. Now we are going to be explaining the strengths and weaknesses.
Enemy team won the ore.
Let's start with the strengths. Now this old furry champion strengths lies on his ability to deal damage to multiple targets. Yes, you heard me right. So practice on consuming the time debuff to get the best out of this one. Another strength that you can easily notice is Oldur is good at almost everything. Not great, just decent. And that leads us to Oldur's weakness, which is you're not really great at doing any specific task. Because one, you're not an awesome party healer, because your heal will run out so fast that you will have to switch to dealing damage, which leads us to number 2. You're just an okay DPS, and you will find yourself slowly chipping away enemy HP before winning. With all that said, what do you think about Oldur? Well, this is a champion that doesn't specialize on anything, so better get good at everything if you want to use this one. And prepare yourself to make that extra effort, especially on one-on-one. Because there are some champions out there that is very good in DPS and self-sustain that you just can't win against, assuming you're both at the same skill level. So make sure that doesn't happen and work with your homeboys. That's it, guys. I did it. Even though I'm sick. Hope you guys like it. Please comment down below if you have any questions and share. And this is Unreal Gaming Hardcore. See you in the next one.
Round 1.
About time.